お前がな。しまった。フルカウント。
Number 20, Bolo Breath, One Piece. It's only natural to think that a dragon would be able to breathe fire. Then again, most dragons aren't also one of the 4 emperors of the sea. In his human form, Kaido has consistently proven himself to be nigh unkillable, no matter what he or anyone else does, even taking out Luffy with a single strike. Then there's his Devil Fruit, which allows him to take on the form of a giant dragon that almost overshadows all of Wano. And wouldn't you know it, it can blast out a wave of fire that can reduce a mountainscape to cinders. Let's hope the Straw Hats don't find themselves on the receiving end of that. Number 19, Demon Gun Mega, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yusuke was already pretty proficient when it came to blowing off the heads of demons with his trusty spirit gun. All he had to do was literally point and boom. But as we all know, Shinobu Sensei is no demon, and as such required something a little more potent in order to put him down for good.
The hell it doesn't! So long!
After his Muzan ancestor, Ryzen, takes over his body and unlocks the dormant demon power in his blood, Yusuke wasn't only able to easily take the former spirit detective to task, but also boost his spirit gun to such an extent that not even Sensei and his many personalities could survive against it. Number 18, True Death, Overlord. By far the quickest and most peaceful way one could expect to leave the mortal coil when facing down Ainz Ul Gon. Even though Gazef was instantly killed by the top tier spell, we'd say he got off lucky.
私は二人を相手にしても構わないぞ。それには及ばない。そこの二人に手出しは無用。
As a show of respect to the warrior, instead of having Lovecraft hentai goat demons trample him to death, Ainz instead freezes time before casting some small-scale magic that, while it shows no visible signs of damage, immediately snatches the life out of the kingdom's most valiant hero.
Delay magic, true です。
Dude didn't even get one good sword swing in before ending up a corpse.
どうした？盾ガゼフ！
もう死んでいる。
Number 17, Crimson Moon, Fire Force. Benimaru Shinmon is an absolute beast. Who else do you know that can burn down an entire town in one afternoon, only to have it up and running the next? With a combined mastery of 2nd and 3rd generation pyrokinesis, the captain of the 7th was well regarded as the strongest fire soldier of them all, in no small part thanks to the various techniques that made up his Ei hand sword style. Though among all the techniques in his repertoire, none come deadlier than the Crimson Moon, which when unleashed not only creates an explosion resembling a red moon, but can also eradicate a demon infernal like it was nothing. Entire squadrons can barely pull that off.
あれが人一人で起こした爆発か。なんて火力だ。
Number 16, Dark Cloaked Dimension Slash Equinox, Black Clover. Whether it be man or monster, you can always count on Captain Yami of the Black Bulls when it comes to cutting down his target.
Yami Mafu, Yami Matoi, Jigen Giri.
Originally, his Dark Cloaked Dimension Slash was able to slice through practically everything in its path, regardless of any kind of magical defense. The only problem being that he had to get up close and personal for it to work. And that's what makes Equinox so devastating, since it not only allows him to slash from afar, but by absorbing the surrounding mana, possesses such a bite that it carved up an actual devil like a turkey. Number 15, Zero Hand, Hunter x Hunter. The 100 type Guanyin Bodhisattva is a Nen ability unlike any other. So much so that with its 99 hands, you'd think there wouldn't be anything that could top it. Alas, after the power of the Chimera Ant King proved to be too vast for even the construct's countless palm strikes, Netero had no choice but to unleash his ace in the hole, one that involved having Guanyin Bodhisattva ensnare his targets before raining down a blast containing the force of a star. While Meruem would ultimately survive it, the sheer power of this technique would undoubtedly wipe out anyone else caught in its grasp. Number 14, Ena Elish Fate series. Among the countless weapons that lie in Gilgamesh's treasury, none are more precious than the blade known as Ea. As the strongest sword that the gates of Babylon can produce, Ea isn't only able to slice through any opponents that dares to stand up to the Babylonian hero, but holds a technique that can sever through whatever is caught in its fury. Named after the apex of creation, the subsequent flurry of wind carves through time, space, noble phantasms, and pretty much anything else depending on how serious the Archer-class servant is feeling at the time. Not even Saber's Excalibur can match its might. Number 13, Starburst Stream. Sword Art Online Alicization, War of Underworld. As if the return of Kirito wouldn't be overhyped and flashy as can be. After awakening from his comatose state, the OP King takes his place on the battlefield, leaping in at the last second to save best girl Alice from the likes of Gabriel.
おかえりなさい、キリト。
俺の方こそ長い間心配かけたな。
It doesn't take long for Sao's one true protagonist to show the Subtilizer just how out there his power level is, courtesy of his revamped dual-wielding ability that was powered by everyone in Underworld. The result is a calamitous barrage of slashes that not even Gabriel can absorb, guaranteeing an instant game over. Number 12, Multi-Dragon Force, Fairy Tail.
Natsu! We're giving you everything we got!
How many Slayers does it take to bring down the Dragon of the Apocalypse? Well, if you're Natsu, you use all of them in a single titanic attack, with Acnologia's overwhelming power proving too strong for any one mage to handle. Natsu channels the strength of his comrades by consuming and fusing their magic into his own, and in doing so accesses a new level of Dragon Force that cannot be quashed.
I'm ending this right now!
With the likes of Laxus, Wendy, Gagiel, Sting, Rogue, and Eric fueling his flames, it's no wonder Natsu was able to settle things with a single flaming fist. Number 11. Six Paths Ultra Big Ball Rasen Shuriken, Naruto Shippuden. And this is what it looks like when Naruto throws literally everything into one attack, plus the kitchen sink. Utilizing the strongest techniques at his disposal and meshing them together, the result is a cluster to say the least. A giant three-headed version of the nine-tailed fox, who in one hand holds the Rasen Shuriken crafted from the Sage of the Six Paths chakra, while the other holds a Rasen Shuriken fused with a tailed beast bomb. What does he do with them? Throws them, of course. The following impact proving so catastrophic, it's a wonder he didn't wipe out the entirety of the Valley of the End. Number 10. Mugatu Bleach. A double-edged sword if ever there was one, and a bit of a deus ex machina at that. The final Getsuga Tensho very much lives up to its name.
最後の月が天章ってのは俺自身が月がになることだ。
Not only does it spell the end for anything it cleaves, but also undoes the Shinigami abilities of the user. Sadly, this meant that Ichigo had to forego his new soul-reaping career after busting it out, but at least he took Aizen down with him. Not even a butterfly form powered by the Hogyoku could stand against it, since one slash later and poof, goodbye substitute Shinigami, and goodbye Aizen. Number 9. Death Reborn Revolution, Sailor Moon franchise. The Sailor Senshi may all represent the various planets strewn about the solar system, but only one among them is a verified planet buster. Yep, Sailor Saturn isn't one to be messed with.
私は死の淵よりの使者、破滅の星、土星を守護に持つ沈黙の戦士。
By using her glaive, Saturn was easily able to tear apart something as monumental as Pharaoh 90, creating a pillar of deathly energy that tore apart his life force before sending hurtling back to another star system, not even something the other sailors could accomplish. Of course, the price for all this was that the Earth was shredded in the process. All of this done with minimal effort, we might add. Number 8. Full Counter, The Seven Deadly Sins. Ah yes, the reverse Uno card of anime attacks, one capable of reflecting, redirecting, and ultimately wiping out any attack cast its way. In the hands of Meliodas and his demonic brethren, everything from magic to physical strikes can be sent hurtling back with double the damage. Even someone as indisputable as Escanor was left reeling from it, while lesser creatures were left at the mercy of their own techniques.
Full counter.
With variations such as the revenge counter able to turn the tide of any battle, the sting of this deadliest of parries is not to be underestimated. Number 7. Giga Slave, Slayers. By itself, the Dragon Slave was strong enough to wipe out pretty much any threat, consuming everything caught in the blast wave to nothingness. Of course, considering there are much bigger and meaner entities out there than your average giant monster, she also has this trump card when all else fails. Not only is the Giga Slave a rather uncontrollable upgrade that can one-shot just about anything, but it also uses a fraction of the Lord of Nightmare's essence. Since they happen to be the most powerful thing to ever arise from the Sea of Chaos, just borrowing a part of her is all Lena needs to waste whoever is in her way. Number 6. Serious Punch, One Punch Man. Choosing between Saitama's punches is rather pointless, since every blow he unleashes downs his foe without fail. That being said, there is one particular strike that stands tall among the others. While it followed the trend of wiping out his target in just one hit, the Serious Punch has the distinction of packing so much force that the aftershock parted the ozone layer.
必殺マジシリーズマジ殴り
While everything that gets struck by the One Punch Man inevitably ends up either dead or defeated, this move is guaranteed to eradicate them without question, and make a spectacle out of it too. Boros and Elder Centipede can attest to that. Number 5. Galaxian Explosion, Saint Seiya franchise. You heard that right, this thing is a galaxy ender.
Galaxian Explosion!
By focusing the entirety of their cosmic power to the maximum, Gemini Saga and his brother Kanon are able to unleash a shockwave that can supposedly wipe out everything in the Milky Way, or at the very least, give the Allied Saints a really bad time.
Galaxian Explosion!
From the perspective of those that are caught in the attack, it's the equivalent of getting pelted by a flurry of planets and suns, something that not even the Chosen of Athena can hope to come back from. Number 4. Get a Final Tomahawk, Get a Robo Armageddon. The cosmic lunacy of this attack is something else. By itself, this energy blade was strong enough to slice apart the sturdiest of Oni. Yet, when combined with the Shin Dragon, it creates a towering weapon large enough to slice through entire moons like cake. And it does. In order to take down the last of the 4 Heavenly Kings, Ryoma pushes the Getarobo to limit, slashing through the majority of Jupiter's moons before annihilating their targets. It's honestly one of the most ludicrously awesome mecha moments ever conceived. Number 3. Hikari Nare, the King of Braves GaoGaiGar. Want to undo all life in the most gloriously retro way imaginable? Just have your giant shining mecha channel the power of friendship into a colossal hammer that smashes apart the enemy with such ferocity that they're reduced to nothingness. While this technique was used a multitude of times and smashed apart plenty of enemy cores along the way, its greatest feat came when Guy charged the Goldion Crusher to such an extent that the aftermath enraptured the whole galaxy in light, before promptly disintegrating it. Number 2. Hakai, Dragon Ball Super. When you're a god of destruction, there's only one tool for the trade.
Hikari.
By just using a simple hand gesture, this technique will eliminate whatever the caster chooses, whether it be a single person or half a planet.
And now, Hakai!
there's no coming back from it, to the point where not even Goku and his Ultra Instinct could survive a direct hit. Heck, it even worked against someone who was already dead.
What's happening? What are you doing to me?
It doesn't matter if you're an animal, mineral, or ghost. There's nothing in the universe Lord Beerus can't destroy.
Number 1. Super Giga Drill Break. Gurren Lagann, the movie, the lights in the sky are stars. You have attacks that can wreck planets, others that can take out a galaxy, but this is pretty much a universe extinction event right here.
なんだと貴様らごときがそれだけ巨大なエネルギーを支配したというのか
Fueled by everyone's spiral power, Simon and the rest of Team Daiguren take their already constellation-sized Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann and somehow succeed in making it even bigger, creating a being with the likeness of Kamina, made of the literal hopes and dreams of humanity.
くらえ必殺超電源突破ギガドリル
From there, it creates a drill capable of putting an end to something as powerful as the anti-spiral, all with the force of a second Big Bang.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.